So first of all, thank you all for coming. I do appreciate it. I'm going to read it a little bit and I'll answer any questions that you might have. I've called this press conference to announce the creation of a Community Police Relations Board, which will work directly with the mayor's office and with me personally. It is my hope that the board will consist of 7 members from the diverse elements of the community, as well as 3 members from the police department. The goal of creating the board is to provide a respectful dialogue which is intended to note the concerns citizens have regarding police operations and a balanced response to enhance public safety. It is also my goal to have members of the police force listening to these concerns and being able to offer concerns from a police perspective. I think it is vital that we as a community work together to understand that there are legitimate concerns which we need to address. I also think it is important that those concerns are addressed in a thoughtful and respectful manner. I would encourage the 7 community members selected to feel comfortable offering negative experiences that members of the community might share with them and still maintain confidentiality, which has been a concern that I've had expressed that people are concerned about coming forward. Any information as requested, I will do all that I can to provide the reports necessary to give them, to answer their questions and give them the information. My ultimate goal is that working together, listening to the concerns of citizens, and gaining a greater understanding of the challenges the police department faces, we will all be better off. Creating a positive environment to discuss these issues can also provide greater public safety to all of us. And that is my goal. I want us to work together. I want us to listen to legitimate concerns and find a way to build bridges and build a community. And I encourage, and I ask you if you would, to encourage the community to apply to the mayor's office, to be considered for the relations board. I've talked to the police department. I've got several officers that I know have very good community relations that I want to participate in this program as well. And I do want to emphasize that confidentiality, if somebody has a specific concern and they don't want their name mentioned, confidentiality will be maintained. I want to know what the circumstances are. I want to know how we can correct those problems. And I want the police to know those are legitimate concerns and we have to find ways to work together. So that's the goal. And I've said it before and I'll say it again, I just think we work better if we can dialogue with each other. We can have differences of opinions and try to find some common ground on how we improve and resolve the situation. And that's my goal here. And I'll take any questions that you might have.
Why did you want to do this now? Was this something that you thought of? Was this something from people in the community wanted to see, your city council? Kind of where did this come from?
Well, I mean, obviously we've had a lot of controversies in terms of what should go on, and I've been in controversies with the executive statement that I made a few weeks ago. And right away after that, I thought I need to find a way to deal with the issues that are concerns for the police department, but also to do it in a way that brings people together. I don't want us being one side or the other. I want us talking, how do we listen to each other? How do we get to the point where we can take those concerns, address them? How do we change this practice? And how do we do it so that everybody's better off?
Mayor, was Chief Fiegel or anyone from the police department invited to this press conference today? And if so, did any of them decline? Or?
No, they were not invited. 2 things I want to emphasize. This is my initiative, but I want police involvement, I want community involvement, and I want the dialogue to go on so that all points of view are heard, all concerns and solutions are considered, and that we move forward in that direction. I will be at each of the meetings. I will, if you will, somewhat moderate if need be. But I want to emphasize that we are trying to hear the concerns And I want those expressing those concerns to also hear a potential concern from the police. So it's a combination. And, you know, I don't have the answers, but I know if we listen and if we talk to each other, we've got a chance to make things better.
How are committee members chosen? If we have more, you said there were 7 from the public?
No one has been chosen yet.
No, but if you have 7 people, you said from the public, if you get more than 7 people that want to join, how are you going to pick out 7 from, say, 30, 50 community members who want to join?
I will try to get a balance of the community and the diversity of the community to make sure that as much of that is represented. I will encourage those people that do get chosen. If I try to go too large, I think I lose the ability to have, if you will, a respectful combination of thoughts, and you get so many people that it's hard to come to some kind of consensus. But I do want those 7 people, whoever they might be, and so far I've been told somebody has already applied, so I haven't seen it yet. But let me just finish on that. Those people would also be reaching out to the community so that those other people in the community's concerns can be addressed at this board.
Mayor, is it direct appointments by you, or do you have to go through Jim Leahy's Committee on Public Service or
No,
anything?
this is a committee that I'm putting together. This will come right through me.
And what is the end goal? They have any type of authority? What is
The end goal is the mayor is going to be meeting with these people, and my hope is that whoever replaces me in 4 months will be doing the same kind of thing, meeting. And as these discussions take place, and as these concerns and suggestions are made, that I would then be meeting either with people of the community or people from the police to try to make those corrections. And exactly what they are going to be, it'll go through the dialogue of that committee. I want the committee to be small enough, but representative enough of the diversity of the community so that we can truly hear in a somewhat neutral setting the concerns.
With the council going into recess, when do you plan on forming this committee? When do you think you'll have your first meeting?
I'm hoping to have people applying to be on this committee within the next week or 2, and my hope is that by the middle of July I'll be having these meetings, and I'm hoping at least 2 meetings a month.
Will it issue any binding recommendations, anything that has any legal force behind it, or is it an advisory panel?
It is I'm calling it a community relations panel because I think we need to build that bridge, but it is specifically giving the mayor input on the concerns that are out there and the potential for altering the police department policies and what that would mean in terms of police practices, but also in terms of other factors. And most important to me is public safety.
Would you recommend to the next mayor to form a police commission? The Holyoke Fire Department has had a fire commission for decades, and they have hiring authority and also have oversight authority.
Yeah.
Would you recommend a police commission to the next mayor?
At this point, I'm not going to recommend anything to the next mayor. Once I start having these meetings and I understand the concerns and I hear the concerns and we try during these meetings, one of my thoughts is that we are going to say, okay, this is a concern. How do we address it? Not just that there's a concern and we need to do this. How do we do whatever we're going to do effectively, fairly, and be able to do it within the confines of running a city? But the mayor, in this case, will take the recommendations, the comments that are heard during those committee hearings, board hearings, and when needed, advocate for those things to take place.
Do you provide a link on the city's website to apply for this board?
Johan, you're my website man. Do you know if we've done it yet?
I haven't seen it yet, but that will be definitely put up to the Holyoke website.
Okay.
Have you spoken with anyone from the police department? Are they excited about this? Is this something that they're on board with, or?
I've spoken with a few officers that I would like to be part of this, both because I know they have a good rapport with the community. I know they also are in a position, I think they've earned the community's respect and I think trust. And I want to make sure, and I've spoken with several others, I think their response is they're happy to be part of this and they're happy to provide information. And let me also say a few things other than this I've worked on is I know there's been concerns about not getting reports and annual reports is going to be something that we are going to be doing in early July. There's going to be a police report for the last year of all the various things that we've done. I'm trying to get more reports. Last week I did a report on the opioid task force and the crisis intervention team. I want the public to know what's going on, but I also want the police to know the public's concerns. It's got to be a combination. It can't be one or the other. It's got to be a combination, and how do we make it better?
And how would the public, someone who's not on the committee, be able to voice their concerns?
They can always come to me personally. I think Milka, my assistant and my ambassador, will tell you that my door is open. And I've been here early, I've been here late. And if there is a concern that they don't feel comfortable going to somebody on the committee, and they feel like they need to come directly, I'm definitely available to hear those concerns. I would then bring those concerns to the committee, maintaining that person's confidentiality. And that has been a concern when I started thinking about this, is people wanting to maintain confidentiality.
Will those meetings be open to the public for anybody to come in and at least observe?
The first meeting, I think, is going to be kind of making sure we set parameters. After that, I would expect, yes, they will be open.
And if this is in response to concerns in the community, can you share what some of those concerns might have been?
I mean, concerns in the community have been expressed, obviously, with all of the police violence that has taken place throughout the country. There's people that feel that we have significant reforms needed. Those are concerns I will listen to, and then determine whether or not some of those can be implemented or altered. And maybe sometimes the amendment won't be to the extent that the community or the citizens might want, but might be moving in the right direction. I don't see this as a utopia, but I do see it as a step where we as a community can work better together and try to resolve the concerns that are out there. And I can tell you, everybody has different concerns. Some of them are specific in terms of our police focusing on criminalizing certain sectors of the community. I mean, I got to look at the statistics. I want to hear the concerns. From what I have seen and from the reports I've gotten so far and from the police officers that I've worked with, my gut is, for the most part, we're doing a pretty good job, but that doesn't mean we can't do a better job. And it doesn't mean we can't try to recognize that we do have biases, and how do we overcome those biases.
Given the fact of the commission that was created previously when this first order, now rescinded, came up, will those members of that commission be able to join this new one?
They will be able to apply, and my expectation is that one or two probably will be on the committee, and maybe more. I don't know, but let's see who applies. I have met with four of those former members of that in my office. I have other meetings scheduled with those people as well. I'm listening to dialogue. I'm listening to the comments. But I am, in this way, I'm different than Mayor Morse. I'm trying to get communication that covers the whole circle. And I just think we have to have both parties involved. But I want to emphasize, I have tried to make sure that I'm not having the chief of police at this. Nothing against the chief of police. I'm not having the incoming chief of police. I'm having the officers that are day to day, as much as I can. And I think that's who's coming.
And so just to clarify, members, you want 7 members of the community, the public, and then 3 police officers?
Correct. And then myself. And then my hope is that the next coming mayor will also see, hey, there's some benefit in this. These are things that we've been able to do. And then we go from there. And I will say, as suggestions are made, as information is sought, as long as I see it as legitimate, the information is going to be provided. I'm not holding anything back. That's one of the things with the annual report, and I just met with Captain Pratt one of the days this week about getting an annual report out, getting it on the police website, getting it on the city website, and I will have another press conference to talk about. This is what's happened in the last year. These are the calls that they've made. These are the weapons that have been picked up or whatever the case might be. I think people need to know that. And again, it doesn't mean the police department's perfect, because they're not. But there are a lot of good things that they do, and I think they need to be recognized. If I could do one more thing, and this is going to be promoting public health, since I got you here, I might as well take advantage of it. I just want to announce that Sunday, we've got the mobile vaccine bus. This Sunday from 10 to 1, it's going to be at Springdale Park. And then from 3 to 6, it's going to be at the Our Lady of Guadalupe Church parking lot. So I want to encourage all Holyoke residents who have not been vaccinated, please take advantage of it. And there will be a follow-up 3 weeks later in terms of the second vaccine. So again, it's Springdale Park, 844 Main Street, 10 to 1 on Sunday. Our Lady of Guadalupe Church, and the parking lot is actually on Chestnut Street. The church address is 435 Maple, but the parking lot is on Chestnut Street, and that is from 3 to 6. So I snuck that in this press conference. If you can announce it, we'd appreciate it, because we're getting better, but we're not where we want to be. And thank you for all your time.